Good morning, everybody. It's Javier, and I'm very excited to be with you here this morning for a very special event with a very special guest. On top of that, I want to bring on board a dear friend of mine. His name is Nathan Caine. He is the director of commissions here at FFS. And I can tell you that first and foremost, like I said last time, he's a good guy. That's probably the number one thing I can say about him. And then the second thing I can say about him, he's damn good at his job. He's the best person I've ever seen work commissions in any company I have ever worked with. And I mean, I've worked with a few, and of all the companies I've ever worked with, he is the best at his trade. He's a great guy. I consider him a great friend. Last time we had a bunch of people. Well, he's here now, guys. So I don't know who it was last week when I announced him. Everybody kept jumping in saying he's a good guy. He helped me out. And so if you have anything positive to say, this is the time to unmute yourself and thank Nathan. He probably comes on board maybe once a year. I think the last time he came on board with us was a couple of years ago. So this does not happen every week, every month type of thing. And so if you have any and all questions related to commissions, we're going to open up the microphone to you, anybody, to make sure it's commissions and commissions related only. We don't want to take more of his time. He needs to get back and push those commissions for tomorrow. But guys, thank you so much. What I wanted to do is keep it really simple. First of all, let you tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind, Nathan, and then we'll turn it over to the crew, and then we'll call it a day. Please go ahead, sir.
Well, absolutely. First and foremost, without you guys, we're nothing. So we thank you guys going out there in the field and doing what you do best, and anything that we could do to support you guys going forward, whether it's other meetings, any kind of FAQs that you guys want to do, we're here for you. So that's why I just want to lead off and say that first and foremost. Thank you. My name is Nathan Caine. I'm the director of commissions at First Financial Security. I've been with the company close to 14 years, and I've seen a lot of change for the good compared to where we were and where we are today. It's a world of a difference. And so I think if you're coming on board with FFS, you're coming in at the right time with all of our technology, all of our commission structures that we have, and how the frequency of pay that we're doing, offering twice a week pay date. So if you're coming aboard right this for the first time, or you're new, you're coming in at the right time. And so Javier asked me to come over here, just be the guy that you guys want to ask questions to. I'm here for whatever. So if you guys want to fire away, go ahead.
Thank you. Who wants to go first? Anybody, please.
I'll pop it off, Javier. This is Reggie. Nathan, this is Reggie, the other PC guy that Javier
Yeah.
likes a
Hey.
lot. I just want to just chime in just to say, known you for a while, met you,
Yep.
you're a great guy. You've always responded to calls. I just want to just say that you're very responsive, you're very helpful, very gracious, and very good at your craft, like at your job, like Javier said. So I've always put this at ease. Whether it's talks about chargebacks or talks about other discrepancies that we may think are there, you have a way of correcting us without making us feel stupid. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you guys have a lot
So
to learn out there, a lot to, products and carriers and licensing contract, everything. And then,
yeah.
To learn what the back office and commissions, it's a lot. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. Even back in the day when I was not doing very much, you've always, whether we're doing a lot or not doing anything much at all, you're there for us. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate
absolutely.
it.
Thank you, Reggie. Appreciate the feedback. And again, I think that it's just as important, if not more important, when we have good stuff to say versus, when we have one thing I will tell you, I don't call him too often, but I'm the same way. I'll call for good things and also sometimes for issues. And it's important to recognize both. I think that if you just expect somebody to be on their A game all the time, you're being unrealistic. But at the same time, if there is an issue, he has helped us fix it. Nick, any questions about commission from any, or anything you want to share about
Yeah,
experiences with me?
yeah, Javier, this is George. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Nathan, how you doing? Good morning.
Hey, George, how are you?
Hey, just a couple of things. As you know, our group writes a lot of annuity business for 403B side, and people always have questions as far as how the different carriers pay out percentages, and also the other thing is, when people reach a certain age, like over 65, how it changes commissions. Can you maybe elaborate a little bit more or direct people where they can get those answers as far as the commission questions regarding annuities?
Yeah, so all of our current commission rates for all of our carriers are mainly our top tier carriers and second tier carriers are all available on the website. we do our best to make sure that we have the most recent commission grids or schedules that we get from the carrier, and we post them to the FFS agent back office. So if you log in, click on knowledge base, it'll open up the knowledge base section, which all the different departments. Near the bottom right, you'll see commissions. If you click on commissions, you'll see all the commission articles, and one of them in particular is called commission payout by carrier. And when you view that, it's going to be all of our current commission grids for all of our carriers that we have pretty much. And in there, you'll find National Life Group annuities, and you'll find North American, Anico, American Equity. You'll find all the current rates that we have that the carriers are offering for each product. And then you'll see on there that age has an impact on how a policy pays. Typically, anything I believe above 79 on certain products or 75. But when you get up there in age, it does change the commission rates, almost cuts it in half on first year rates. But again, every product's different, every carrier is different. Chargeback rules, payout rules, and again, all that can be found on the FFS agent back office under the knowledge base.
Perfect. And what I'll do, just to make it even easier, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the FFS website where I'm at right there. And as you can see, whenever you click on any of these things, at the top, the tabs under Business Center, there's knowledge base. I click on knowledge base. I go all the way to the bottom right-hand corner. There's commissions right there. And you see every single thing you ever wanted to know about commissions that you can come in here and literally take a look at. What they're paid, ADP setup, everything else that you might want to know, it's all in here. So this is what
so if you click on commissions, Javier.
Commissions, there you go.
Yep. And then you see near the top, I believe it's the sixth one down, it says commission payout by carrier.
There you go, commission payout by carrier.
So here's all of our current grids that we have.
Perfect.
And we do our best to keep this up to date. But again, we're reaching out to all the carriers at least once or twice a quarter. And so if they do have the updated ones, they send it over to us. And sometimes there's just not an update. But that's the National Life Group Life commission grid. You can go to the annuity as well, which is another section on the commission payout by carrier. You'll have NLG Life and NLG Annuity. Yep.
National Life Annuity. I just clicked on it. I clicked on download, which, okay, so I'm just going here.
And so here's all of the current grids that we have. And you can see that age, it looks like 76 on some of them. It does drive the commissions again down when you're talking an older client. So be mindful of that whenever you're writing cases, and it is a senior, it does change how commissions pay.
And I think the most important common sense thing to keep in mind, because I'm sure somebody's going to ask themselves, why would they pay less for an 85-year-old? And the answer should be very obvious, that they're closer to death, if you would. So the less the money will be put into work. And again, common sense driven, but the information is literally all of it is right here. That's a great resource, Nathan. Very good question, George. Very great answer. Any other questions, please?
Yeah, Javier, I've got a question.
Yep. Go ahead, sir.
So, Nathan, in regards to an internal transfer, for instance, with National Life Group, are the commissions the same or are they less?
It depends. They have rules when it comes to an internal exchange on annuities. And I can send something over to Javier, but typically if the annuity has been in force for less than 8 years, they do readjust the commissions on an internal rollover. However, whenever you're doing the internal exchange quote for the client, whenever you run that we can't see that. So whenever you guys are running it for a client and it is an internal exchange, you'll see on there the commission rate or the commissionable premium on the internal exchange is going to be calculated on. So if you see 100%, that means that the internal exchange 100% is commissionable. But typically you'll find ones that maybe are 25, 50, or 75%. That means whenever you're doing an internal exchange quote, you'll see on their commissionable premium, or what the internal exchange is commissionable of, and that'll tell you out of the total premium that we're rolling in or rolling over into the new product, how much is that going to be commissionable to me?
And then whatever that percentage is what I go to the graph for.
Yeah, so you could take, let's say if it's 100,000, but only 50,000 is commissionable to you. Now the base commissions is calculated on 50,000, not 100,000.
All right.
So, and it's very important. Again, we don't have access to those internal exchange quotes. You as the agent, you can run them for the client, and that information is key to figure out what your commissions are going to be calculated on the internal exchange quote.
Great.
So I can send Javier some rules behind it. There's a lot of rules for life and annuity on what they do for internal rollovers.
Okay.
So
thank you, Nathan. Great question. Let's keep it moving. Anybody who wants to go next? Anything?
Good morning, Nathan. Good morning, Nathan. This is Stephen Bryan. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Thanks for coming on this morning.
Yep.
Quick question regarding chargebacks. Okay. Yep. What delineates an automatic holding back of commissions versus having to set up a payment plan to address a chargeback?
So typically, if you're in debt with the company for 21 consecutive days, that's when we start reaching out to you for collection efforts to get on a repayment plan or go ahead and pay off that debt in full. And most of the time, again, we're just trying to establish communication between us and the agent. But 21 days, that's when we're going to reach out to you for the first notice. And then another 21 days, we're going to reach out to you for the second. And then the time frame for the third is 10 days. And then after that, we move to termination at that point.
Great, thank you. So as long as production is rolling in, it'll land on withholding commission versus payment plan.
Yeah, and again, our biggest thing that we want is just communication between both parties. When we feel that we're not getting the communication back and we're reaching out and we got nothing back, and then we have to assume the worst case scenario. So we're just trying to protect FFS and its whole to get our money back. So. But we always tell people, just answer the phone, talk to us. We are not in the game to terminate.
The key thing I would emphasize here, because we just happened to have this happen last week, and that is, Nathan said it all, communication. Because I get CC'd on every single email and every communication. And just last week, I got an email with the third notice to this particular agent. And then the department called me in, the FFS called me and said, hey, we're trying to see if you can please get a hold of this one person regarding the chargeback. We sent out the third notice with no communication, and we want to know if you can reach out to him. And my answer to them was terminate him. Very simple. I mean, the communications are going out. I'm getting them. This person's getting them because that's the same email I have on file with. I used to communicate our stuff. And when somebody's just not, at least doesn't have the decency to just respond. If you just simply say, I have never seen Nathan not work with somebody and say, hey, look, I'm in a dry spell. We all have them. I need to divide this up into 3 payments, maybe from future commissions. I don't have the cash. Fine, just talk to us. Nobody wants to terminate anybody. Yeah. But when people start playing stupid and insult people's intelligence by just not answering and sticking your head in the sand, so the person's like, yeah, but don't you want to try to save this person? I go, I don't think this person wants to save themselves. Yeah. So for me, somebody who did, so I said, do me a favor, just save me the headache, just terminate them. And let's just get this over with. And I go, all right, then it goes collections, vector hit. This person's not going to get appointed anywhere else. And nobody wants that. But at the same time, I think that, we are dealing with grown men and women that just reach out when, especially if I reach out to you and say, hey, like, I know something's going on. Let's just talk to FFS. I'm on your side. I have never had Nathan not work with me when I tell him, look, this is somebody we need on the team, just having a dry spell. We all have them. But man, when somebody just ignores everybody, that does not help out. So please don't ignore those things. Work with everybody. We're even if it says you have a balance of $1,000, doesn't mean you got to write a check for $1,000 on the spot. That's just the formality of what you owe. But there's ways to, again, deal with it. Just communicate with us and we'll work with you. Next question from anybody, please.
Hi, Nathan. It's Kathy. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to thank you again for everything that you've done for all of us over the years. And you're just amazing. I mean, I feel like most people in finance are not very personable, but you definitely break the mold on that. So thank you again. Nathan will, go over and beyond the call of duty to try to clarify things, find out things. And he's a big problem solver. So definitely, send him an email, and he's very good at getting back to you as soon as possible.
Thanks, Kathy.
Nathan, before I go any further, what's your office number? I need just your office number, please.
Yeah, so if you want to reach commissions, it's 770-870-1098.
Got it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the screen for everybody's benefit right now. And you can go ahead and grab it there. And that's the best number to get a hold of. It doesn't have to be Nathan, by the way. It's just an overall commissions department that we're looking for. But what you see here on the screen is the contact information that he just gave me. Any other questions? We got to keep it moving so we can get them out of here, but I don't want to rush it. This is your chance.
No, and I wanted to touch base on two things. So National Life Group, I know you guys do a lot of annuities, a lot of 403B, a lot of National Life Group business, and I believe you guys are moving towards North American. I do want to make sure you're aware that National Life Group and North American do pay bonuses on annuity production. Okay, and I just want to make sure National Life Group is continuing with the quarterly bonuses. So anything that you do in a quarter, you hit a certain thresholds, you do get a bonus at the end of the quarter, usually within the first couple of weeks after the quarter ends. North American, they pay bonuses as well as total production. So, and their bonus structure is far better and superior than, let's say, American Equity. But again, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you are writing annuities, that those two carriers are paying bonuses on production. So.
Perfect. Thank you. Anybody else, please, this is for you guys. Anyone, questions, comments, concerns, gripes, anything?
Yeah, anybody else?
I'm sorry, Javier. I don't see the number on the screen. I don't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it? Hold on. Do you guys see it?
Yes. I see it now. Thank you.
Okay, jot it down real quick because I'm about to bring it back down. 770-870-1098. All right?
I try to get 1099, but
I know that would have been cool. Monica, you got
somebody
it?
already got that number. So
Monica,
Hi, Javier.
go ahead, Jacqueline. How are you? Good morning.
I'm good. I didn't want the Nathan parade to pass before I just said thank you so much for all you do and all you've done over the course of years that I've been with FFS. You've been a great champion on our end. As Reggie has stated, you made explanations easy and understandable. And even when we were not in agreement all the time, you always made it right for us. So I appreciate you. And I did not want that to go by without you knowing that we champion you and we will always be on your parade.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Anybody else, please? Anybody? All right. Well, I want to get him back to doing what he does best, with the commissions. But George, go ahead.
No, I just had some other things. Again, Nathan, thank you for everything that you do. But one of the common questions that I don't think the commission table answers is trail commissions, especially with National Life. A lot of people ask, what it does. I mean, I know what the math equates to, but can you elaborate a little bit more as far as what trail commissions are when people are submitting annuity business?
Yeah, so I always tell people if you can go for the trail commissions pay more in the long run than if you were to take first year comp. Again, trails they're going to pay based on, again, premium being added, but they also pay an accumulation value. So that's one thing you got to remember is there is an additional bonus that you get based on the total account value of the annuity. But generally speaking, trail commissions, if you can wait that long, they will end up paying more in the long run than first year comp. But that's what I can say on trails. But most people, they want to get promoted or they want to compete on their dream destination trips. So they need more points today than have it spread out over the 6 or 7 years. But again, trail commissions do pay more in the long run.
Perfect. Anybody else, please? All right. Well, I'm not going to make it any longer for him. I just have two things to share with everybody else, but I first want to just thank Nathan for taking the time on this busy Monday to be with us. It means the world to us. And like I said earlier, first and foremost, he's a good guy. I've known him for the entire time he's been here at FFS, and I think one of the stupidest moves FFS ever made was trying to move him to a different department, and the whole damn field revolted in like half a second. And before you know it, he was back. He was back in commissions. And I think that's just a testament of how committed he is to help. And I said, I'm with Jefflin, whether it's somebody's first check, and that might be only $1,000, or maybe it's somebody trying to hit Diamond Club, but $500,000, he treats everybody the same. So I'm telling you right now, I really love having him on our team and with FFS. And for that, I say thank you, Nathan. Appreciate it. And as always, we'll be in touch. I'm going to stay here for another 2 minutes with them just to go over some other things, Nathan. Thank you for.
Well, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. We're here for you guys. We're together as one. So again, reach out to us, reach out to the commissions department, send us an email, and we'll get back with you as soon as we can.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks, everybody.